A pimp is happy when his whores giggle. He knows they are still asleep. All whores have one thing in common, just like the chumps humping for the white boss. It thrills them when the pimps makes mistakes. They watch and wait for his downfall. A pimp is the loneliest bastard on earth. He's got to know his whores. He can't let them know him.
You know, they control him, manipulate the women. No, it's not. Get abusive. You ever have to get abusive? You know, with me, a bitch of mine, we have fights like an ordinary husband and wife. You know what I'm saying? Because when the police come, it's gonna be the same thing, charged with spousal abuse if they take me to jail or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't abuse no motherfucking bitch and be far manipulating the bitch. The bitch was manipulated. I had hoes that was manipulated, as they say already. I mean, matter of fact, I went through a problem with that shit before, you know what I'm saying? I had a bitch for 5 or 6 motherfucking years, you know what I'm saying? Was my bitch, was a good bitch, on and off, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, bitch left me, got with somebody else, you know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, a Muslim cat, you know what I'm saying? He into the Muslim and everything, and he tell me, he said, well, I ain't no pimp. I said, I already know that, you know what I'm saying? I said, but I ain't no Muslim. He said, I sell meat and fish. I say, well, I do too. I said, but the difference, yours is dead and mine is alive. But then I turn around a few months later and see him and the bitch on the motherfucking host show, and I walk up to him. I said, yeah, I remember at one time you told me that I had the bitch brain manipulated. Now I look like the bitch got you manipulated because you and the bitch out here. You know what I'm saying? And I know one thing, if I got to stay out there long as a bitch, to get once you get my money, I'm not gonna stay out there and get it my own self. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna be out there just as long as the bitch. You know what I'm talking about?
Bishop Don Magic Wand, my old friend from our old days in Chicago. Bishop, where'd you grow up?
Born and raised in Chicago. You know, the west side of Chicago, as a matter of fact. You know, come up in a family, you know, with 8 of us, and father died early, so with the mother with no father, and, you know, we had to decide what we wanted to do, and, you know, coming up in the inner city, it ain't that many opportunities. You know, you either want to be a drug dealer, burglar, or car thief, you know, or murderer. You know, I didn't want none of that. And, you know, I chose to be a ladies' man.
And how would you describe your childhood?
I would describe my childhood as coming up in the inner city. You know, that makes it look cute, I would say, the ghetto. But in my early childhood, you know, I was really blessed. My father, you know, he took me from my mother at an early age because they had split up. And my father had a restaurant, 3 buildings, ice cream parlor. So, you know, I was spoiled at a very early age, you know. So I used to come and spend the weekends with my other sisters and brothers and bring them potato chips and candy and ice cream from my father's store. But when he passed, and then I had to come live with my mother, and here it is, 7 of us in the house, you know, ain't no money, had to figure that out for ourselves. That was my early childhood.
Did you have role models that kind of showed you this game, pimping?
Role model? No, it wasn't no role model. It's like, you know, the kid in the suburb would see doctors and lawyers coming out the house. Me sitting on the porch, I seen dope dealers and pimps come out the house with 3, 4 girls, sharp, dressed in suits with diamonds and getting in a big flashy car. I said, that's how I want to be when I grow up.
Pimping ain't easy. Don't take on the ways of your oppressor, the master pimp, Uncle Sam. The only thing we trying to do is please the white man, and we think we pleasing ourselves. But people love a well-dressed lie. Pimping You got to deal with the Caucasian in his house. He runs a whole house. The United States ain't nothing but a whole house. And if your ego or your head get bigger than what you really think of yourself, you will get checked by the master pimp, Uncle Sam, and locked up, or either die, or either they murder you. We have role models other than the pimps and the players. I grew up around pimps, hustlers, and players. But in the long run, I chose this man here to be my role model. And this brother here to be my role model. This is Judgment Day. Judgment Day involves choices. So you study the man's track record. They call it walking on water. We explain that in another video. So what the government does is he either brings up, raises up a black man and places him in leadership position in any one of the nationalist organizations, or he could buy him out or threaten him. You work for us or die, or you work for us or we'll kill your family, but we're gonna pay you. And if you accept it, but they couldn't touch the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We're gonna get into that in another video. I'm Black Light. We're gonna talk real talk, serious talk.